Okay, so this is a cooking video for John, since he threw down the gauntlet to us guys out there to do some cooking, and I mentioned I might do a tagine. So for anybody who hasn't seen one, tagine is essentially a slow cooker. Origin is mainly Moroccan, and it's the same principle as any modern slow cooker. You trap all the moisture inside and let it run down again, so it's effectively sealed. You put it on a very slow heat and you let it there for hours and hours. In its natural form, it obviously doesn't have the little heating element on it. That's a concession to us first worlders. Right, so that's what a tagine looks like. So what I'm going to do is a fairly simple recipe with beef and carrots and a few other bits and bobs as follows. So, main ingredients: chickpeas, I love chickpeas; carrots, I love carrots; peppers, I like peppers; potatoes, they're not essential, you could just leave those out and have couscous on the side. I'll put the potatoes in and then everything is all in one. Some garlic and some onions and some leeks, fresh coriander, and a couple of pounds of beef, which we'll get to in a minute, and some spices. So I picked a bunch of spices, mix them all up together, and the way I do it is, officially it says you put all the ingredients in and then you add the spices. What I like to do is mix the spices with the meat first, and then seal the meat in a hot pan before you put them in the tagine. So next up is sealing the meat. So we get some spices, we cover the meat with liberal quantities. And we give it a good mush around. Sorry, this is a bit weird. I'm trying to get this done and hold the camera. I should really have a tripod. But I'm not going to go setting all that up, sorry. Okay, any of the spices that are left over, we can, this is only a part of the meat. There's more already done. So next we get a hot pan and sear the meat and then transfer it to the tagine. I use sunflower seed oil for this, because the temperature you can get to without burning is a bit higher than olive oil or vegetable oil, but it's not as harsh as something like corn oil. Also brush a little oil on the inside of the tagine. Not that there's anything in my book as too much meat. I think I might have made too much meat. Anyway, there's the browned and sealed beef transferred to the bowl. Next come onions and various other things. So there we go, the carrots, the potatoes, the onions, the leeks, the garlic, the leftover spices that I didn't need to cover the meat. Everything is in there except the chickpeas and the red pepper, because they don't take long to cook. So I just added a couple of pints of water to this, or a pint and a half. And more like 2 pints of water, depends on how much fits in there. Let it run cooking for 2 hours. Then I'll add the chickpeas and the peppers and let it run for another hour. So 3 hours later, we should be good to go. Okay, so we add some water. I think that's enough. So you could use like a stock, and obviously in places like France they'd use wine as well, but in its native location obviously they wouldn't be using alcohol, so we'll stick with the spirit of the thing. And there we go with the water. So we put the lid on and we fire it up. And I'll come back in 2 hours. Alright, let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's coming along nicely. Time for some chickpeas. And some peppers. And we'll come back later. Right, John, here we are. It's some hours later. Let's have a look. Certainly smells lovely. Shame the old internet can't translate or transmit smells. Right, let's get this up here. Yeah, it'll be okay. Oh yes, lovely stuff. We have beef, carrots, potatoes, leeks, peppers, spices, chickpeas, you name it. So there you go, John. Challenge accepted. Next time you're in the neighborhood, pop by and we'll have some of this. Take it easy.